Hi everyone, it's Kamau. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video, and the title of this, I've decided to call it 14 Don'ts for a Peaceful Life. All we really want is a peaceful life, isn't it? Do you remember that scene from Allo Allo? I don't know how many of you used to watch Allo Allo, but it's one of my favorite comedy series, and I often go back and watch the reruns. I remember a scene where Renee, he was just so exasperated, and he said, with all of the war going on around him, and the Germans pulling him this way, and the French resistance pulling him this way, and his wife pulling him that way, and all his sweethearts, everybody wants a piece of him, and he just said, all I want is a peaceful life. I remember that scene so well, and that's really all we want. But you see, sometimes we do things that go counter to that. We do things that will not ensure a peaceful life. So I'm going to run through 14 points, 14 things that you should not do if you want to have a peaceful life. Starting with number 1. Don't ask for help unless you really need it. I remember when I just left school and I started working at a bank in the administration department at the head office of the bank. And I was 18, I think, 18. It was kind of overwhelming, and I was getting to know the rope, learning the ropes. And I remember there was a co-worker. She wasn't the supervisor, but she was overseeing two of us younger girls. I think she was about 21, but she had a good amount of experience in the position. And I remember her saying to me, one of the first things she said to me, don't ask for help if you don't need any help. And I've carried that with me through my life. It's a very, very good advice. Because you see, when you ask people for help, many times they throw it back in your face. And sometimes the help that they give you is so minimal, but they still use it and throw it back in your face. So here's my advice to you, as that young lady advised us. Try and figure it out by yourself first. See if you can figure it out. See if you can find the resources, source the information elsewhere. And especially now when we have access to so much information, so much videos, so many do-it-yourself books, there is hardly any reason for you to go and ask for help. If you find that you can't manage on your own, you need some guidance, then yes. But, and this is something I tell my students too, when you get the work to do, first sit down, read it over, try and see if you can figure it out on your own. Don't immediately decide that, I need to go up to Miss, I need to go to my classmates, I need to find somebody to help me. Try and see how much of it you can do on your own, and this goes for everything that you do in life. Everything that you do in life, you try and see how much of it you can do on your own, and then if you find that you can't manage, you need some help, you need some guidance, then you ask for help. And be very careful who you go to for help. Okay, be very careful. Choose wisely. Number 2, don't push nice people to their limits. This is something that a lot of persons do. You meet someone, you have a friend or you have a relative, and they're just nice. They're patient, they're tolerant, they're generous, and you push them and you push them and you push them. You take advantage of them, and then they break or they snap. And then when they snap, you start playing the victim, like, why are you behaving like this? But you caused it. You see, those kind of people, when they snap and when they draw the line, that's it for you. Your luck run out. Your luck run out. So, cause I'm one of those persons. So I'm telling you, when you push nice people to their limit. You can have a quiet person and you have no idea what rage that person can. There are people who can go from 0 to 100 in a split second. But it's just that they know how to manage. They know how to manage their anger. They just know how to flex, right? And so they will give you space. They will give you enough rope to hang yourself. But you see, when the day come, when the hanging must take place, your luck has run out. So when you have people like that in your life, don't push them. Don't push them. Don't take advantage of them and then you're gonna play the victim. Don't do, because it's just going to be too late for you. Don't provoke them to wrath. Don't provoke a quiet, nice person to wrath, because usually those people, you can't handle their wrath. You cannot handle their wrath when they unleash it. Okay? Next, number 3, don't interfere in things that don't concern you. You have a lot of persons just feel like they should go around giving out advice, unsolicited advice, meddling in people's business, whether your in-laws or friends or even your children's. You might have your children and they become adults. Back off, allow them now to live their lives, to make their choices, just as how you made your choices. I know that you may have made mistakes, and if you care about people, you don't want to see them making the same mistakes. You don't want to see them having to go through all the trauma that you went through. Granted, I understand that. But you see, you have to allow them to live their life. You can make suggestions, and depending on how close you are to the person too, because you can't just be going, especially some persons on social media feel like they are the overseer. They should just be going from people's page to page and dictating what must be said, what must be done. No, don't do that. You stay in your corner, allow other persons to live their lives. Alright, don't meddle, because when you meddle, sometimes you go meddle and you take up people's problems on yourself. You take up people's karma on yourself. You take up things that should reach other people, it reach you because you didn't stay in your lane. You stray and then you get the bullets that was meant for somebody else. Just keep in your lane, focus on what you're to do. Those who you care about, yes, make little suggestions, guidance. Yes, you're older, you're wiser. Give the guidance, yes, but don't be too overbearing and feel that people must go your way, things must go your way. Don't do that. You're taking up problem on yourself and you will not have a peaceful life, I guarantee you. Number 4, don't get into debt unless there is no other way out. You have some people, they like debt. Somebody told me the other day, America is a society that's based on credit, and you're actually is almost as if you're expected to take things out on credit, and you pay it off to show that you have a good, you know how to handle yourself and your credit score is good. I don't know if that's the case. I've never lived in America. But for me, I know I don't take on debts that I don't have to take on. And sometimes people you don't need the extra pair of shoes. You're going somewhere, you have an outfit, you don't need a new outfit. Even food, sometimes you can do without certain things. Make do with what you have. Live within your means. And if you have to go take credit, whether it's a credit card or you're going for a loan, don't be exorbitant and ask for more than what you need. Remember, these loans are on interest. And the more you take, obviously, the more more interest you're going to have to pay back. Right? And if it's overdue, then you have fees, and then by the time you look, you are this much in debt. This much in debt, right? And probably have to go file bankruptcy when you could have just satisfied with what you had. Make use of what you have, discipline yourself, and don't take debts and just go squander. You know, Christmas come up, you go take this exorbitant debt to buy gifts. If you're broke, why are you buying gifts? You can't buy gifts and you're broke, right? So you go take this big loan for this great big car, and you know you can't afford it. Take a little car. Once it have 4 wheels and your feet can hold in you know, live within your means. You don't have to fake it till you make it. Live within your means, and then as you get better and better, then you expand, right? Somebody said to me the other day, he doesn't buy anything unless he can afford it twice. And I think that's sensible advice, right? You don't always have to follow that, but just bear that in mind. Yeah, so don't go into debt. Don't go into debt unless there's no other way. Sometimes in Jamaica we say you have to burn your belly. You have to burn your belly. Just discipline yourself and do without for a while. And nobody do have to know. Nobody do have to know if your gas finish. Nobody do have to know if it's only bread alone you have. Just eat the bread. Number 5. Don't take on more than you can reasonably manage. A lot of people just don't take on things. Volunteer. They're stretching themselves because they want to feel like they're needed. I remember Chancellor Williams said, he was in his 80s going on 90s, and he said, the reason I've lived this long is because I've not done everything that people ask me to do. You must know how to say no, and you must know your personal limits, and you have 24 hours in the day, and you know you have your job, you have your this, you have your children, you have your whatever to balance. Don't take on more than you can reasonably manage, right? And sometimes you have to learn to delegate responsibility. You know, you want to prove that you're the most dedicated secretary, the most dedicated member of the PTA, the most dedicated mom. No, you have to know you're a human being. You have limitations. Yes, we can do lots. We can do plenty, right? But you have limitations. Don't take on all these responsibilities. And then you complain, you're mumbling while you're doing it, you're muttering, and you took it on. Because you're not a slave, right? Don't volunteer and you know you can't manage. Number 6, if you want a peaceful life, let me tell you this. If you want a peaceful life, don't argue with anybody about religion, politics, or lifestyle choices. You will never be in peace if you're going to argue about those 3 things. Because hear me, you might think, you see, your choices, whether it be on religion, politics, or lifestyle, they make sense to you. They're logical in your head. But not every people don't see things. People are not in your head. They're in their head. And in their head, their choices make sense to them. And most persons on these 3 topics are fanatical. So what you think is logic is not going to make sense to them. It makes no sense. And you could reel out your list of reasons. It's going over their head because they're locked. They're locked. They might have an epiphany and change over. Allow them to do that. But I know for me, I don't argue about those things. I used to. Not anymore. Number 7, don't lend what you can't afford to lose. Okay? Most persons who come to borrow, they're really begging. They just say borrow because they want you to give them quicker, right? They're really begging. They don't have any intention of giving you back. So whether it's money, books, even clothes, If you can't afford to lose it, if it's too precious to you, don't lend it. Because the chances are you're not going to get it back. If it's a precious book, and you know you love that book and you're not going to be able to get back that book, don't lend it. If it's money and you know you're going to need it back by X time, don't lend it. You're not a bank. Whether it's family, friend, whatever, they don't have the right to come. I mean, I'm not saying don't ever lend. Don't put words in my mouth. I know some people like to put words in. I'm not saying be mean and you can't help out a situation. I'm saying don't give it if you can't afford to lose it. Because chances are you're going to be stranded and then you're going to have to go be a problem to somebody else. Number 8, don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. This is an old adage. It's not, I didn't make it up. But it makes so much sense, right? Try and squeeze as much productivity out of your day. You have 24 hours. Everybody in the world is given 24. And make the best use of your 24. Okay? Make the best use of your 24. And maximize your potential. Seize all the opportunities that come to you. Make the best use of it. Number 9, don't be there for everybody and not be there for yourself. You have to make time for yourself. You need your me time to just focus on yourself, to relax, to take care of yourself. And especially, this is especially going for the moms, the women in general, because we tend to always be looking out for others and neglect ourselves, right? You want to be there for your spouse, you want to be there for your children, you want to be there for your boss, you want to be there for the church, you want to be there for the PTA, you want to be there for everybody, and then you're wasting away. And most people are not going to care that you're wasting away. Most people are takers. So you see, once they see that you're a giver, they'll be accepting. I remember my grandma, we had an extended family, and she used to cook these big pots of food in the for dinner. And then she'd be sharing out everybody's food, and sometimes when you look, she just leave with the bun as we call it, what the scraping from the, and she would just sit and she's eating that. It's a maternal instinct thing, but you have to be careful. Because you will share yourself out all the time. You'll give everybody the best and you get the dregs. And you're worth more than that. Right? You're worth more than that. So number 10, don't have children until you are sure you are ready. Don't let your friends and family be pressuring you. When are you going to have the first one? And then you have one. When you're going to give him a brother or a sister? Or when you're going to give her a brother? Or when you're going to give him a playmate? They will pressure you. If they see you're getting too old and your clock ticking and you don't have one yet, they will be in your skin. And they're not going to help you to support the child. They're not going to help you to keep the child, which is not their responsibility either, so it's yours. So you have to know if you are ready, physically ready. Are you healthy? Are you emotionally stable? Are you financially stable? This is a lifetime commitment. A baby is a lifetime commitment. If you and your partner aren't ready for it, don't let anybody pressure you into having a baby. I'm seeing too many women now on the mom groups confessing that they wish they never had a child. They wish they had never gone down this road to become a mother for whatever reason. Whether it's the man gone leave them or it's just too much, it's overwhelming, and they had no idea what went into being a mother, being a parent. I'm seeing a lot of women making posts that they can't handle it, they wish they weren't a mother. So make sure you are ready for that commitment. Okay. Number 11, I'm going to say this one in patois, but I'm going to translate it for those who don't speak Jamaican. No pressure nobody, boy picnic or them girl picnic, make them go on about them business. And I'm not talking about children. When we say picnic, I mean the big picnic them, the big one them, the adult picnic them. No pressure nobody, boy picnic or them girl picnic. If you're in a relationship that's not working out, you have to be tugging, you have to be forcing them, coercing them, pulling them. Let them go more out there. There are more out there, more outer road, as we would say. Right? You don't have to be, when they start to ghost you, they start to fade, and you have to be tugging. It's like you're hauling, you're pulling them. Let them go. Let them go. You're not going to have a peaceful life if you're tugging people into your life, because the stress is always going to be there. So, no pressure nobody, no pressure nobody. Number 12, don't confide secrets that could ruin your life or hinder your progress. Look here, you see this BFF thing, this bestie thing? Be careful, because the besties outgrow each other sometimes, and the soulmates can become stalemates. And so when it gets stale, so when the soulmates become stalemates, they can be very vindictive. And if they have information on you, many times they're going to leak it. If they feel that they have dirt on you, I personally know nothing like that could break me, right? So whatever dirt nobody have, they can spill it. But not everybody is as strong as I am. And some people will break if certain things get out there. So I'm saying, if you have a secret where you know, say, if this gets out, my life could be in jeopardy, my reputation, my job, my whatever, keep it to yourself. Carry it to your grave. As best as the bestie is, and as solely as the soulmate is, keep it on the lock, right? Keep it on the lock. Number 13, don't make promises or commitments that you know you can't keep or you have no intention of keeping. Just don't. Some people just can't say no. They have a huge problem saying no. They know they're not going to do the thing, you know. They know they don't want to do it. They know they're not in the position to do it. But they can't say no. Because sometimes too, they want to give the impression that they can do it. You know, they're the big boss, they can do it. I remember a family friend long ago. I was a teenager, but I had gone to the country and I had taken some pictures, some black and white pictures, because I wanted them to look vintage, right? And I had bought this 2-piece bathing suit, and I took out back in those days. Back in those days, it was film, right? So I bought a 36 roll of film, black and white film, and the black and white film was expensive because at that time, you know, everybody wanted colored. So I got it, and I was in the country, and I took these lovely pics in my bathing suit, you know, 2-piece white bathing suit. And so this family friend was going up, well, I was trying to get them printed, and it was difficult to get black and white printed here in Jamaica. So a family friend said to me, I'm going abroad, let me print them for you, right? And I said, okay. And this person took my roll of film, went up, I don't know what happened to it. I got just pure excuses. If you know you can't do the thing, if you know you're not going to do the thing, don't take it on. I was so disappointed, because I was really, you know, looking forward to seeing those pics. There was supposed to be a special vintage thing. So give me back if you can't do it then. Give it back to me and I'll try and find. But don't just take the thing, make the promise, and then it ends there. That's not nice to disappoint people that way. Right? And the last point, don't break the laws of the land. If you want a peaceful life, and you want to stay on the street, you want to stay, in the open air without bars, abide by the laws of the land. And I don't just mean rape and murder and armed robbery, because people tend to think that those are the only crimes that, I'm talking about the petty theft that some of us do, the fraud, the white collar kind of things, bribery. Some of us feel we have to bribe our way out of things. You have to grease somebody's palm to get up there. These kind of things too. Providing false evidence, you never did it. Gossip is false evidence. They should make it a criminal offense. And tampering with evidence, all of those kind of things. Don't break the laws of the land. Just be nice, be a nice citizen, right? If you follow all of these 14 rules, maybe I shouldn't call them rules, but little pointers, if you follow all of them, you will have a peaceful life. And you don't have to be exclaiming like Renee, all I want is a peaceful life. You don't have to go exclaim. You will have the peace in your life if you follow these points. Let me know what you think and what you would add to them in the comments, and I'll catch you next time.